Hi, welcome to Tantralus Oracle. Thank you for joining me today. So, I'm not going to do a reading, but I'm doing a reading on someone. You can already see who I'm doing on. And I find it very interesting based on what we can already see and what's to come. So, what I'm doing is her wheel. You might have, in my older videos, you may have seen me talk about people wheels and how their life situations play out based on their wheel. And I love hers because it's just clear as day. And I was just like, mm. So I had to record it. So Clarissa Shields was born on March 17th, 1995. Okay. So I'm basing this based on her birthday. And I can understand why people are like, oh, this is a great story. I can see why she had the movie made. I can see why the story was good. Because I don't know anything about her, to be honest. I just know she's a boxer. She's connected with Papoose and what happened with Remy and, what we see online. That's all I know about her, right? And so I said, let me do her will so I can see what's behind it because it's something and I could see it. All right. So based on her will, and based on the information that I looked up online, so what I saw online was, well, we already know she's born in Flint, but from ages 2 to 9, her dad was in jail, prison, whatever. Okay. And at age 11, she started boxing. At age 17, she was the first boxer to win the gold medal. And at age 21, what was that happened in 2016? Something happened in 2016. She won something, or can't see what it was. Oh, she won her consecutive gold. Okay, at age 21 in 2016. All good stuff, right? So in 2024, that's when she got exposed with Papoose, right? That's what they say online. And in 2025, she got the Salida deal. All good, right? So I wanted to see, like, what happened in from ages 2 to 9. So, and from ages 2 to 9, so in 1997, what I see here is this time period is what was going to shape her future from that point on. Like that was what was going to form or shape her future going forward. The course of her life is what I'm saying. And so, but also in that, we see a lot of trauma in her childhood, pain and suffering. And, but that was on her monitoring realm. So that means that she was going to deal with some things, but it would shape her future. So, what she was being watched basically. So the things that she's going through, things in her life, she's being watched for the future, which is kind of crazy. But then it's like because she was in a fatherless home, it set the tone for her life, her living situation. And in 98, I see something happened there. I don't know what it was because I didn't really go in deep into each one of these years. I'm just looking at, you know, the basics. Something happened at age 3, okay, and it wasn't good. And then in 99, I see something hidden secrets here, and it's dealing with sexuality. So I'm like, well, maybe she was being abused, right? And so then, and she was age 5. No, she was age 4 with the hidden secrets. And then in age 5, I see she was dealing with some issues here with the sexuality. That's what it was. Age 5. Age 6, I see a foster situation, meaning that she was not living at home and it was some other things going on. And I didn't even finish going through the rest. But so then I did see that she had lived with her grandparents. So I said, let me go see what age she was staying with the grandparents. So when I went to go look, I saw at age 5, when she was about to turn 6, that's when she went to go stay with her grandmother. And it's right in here in her will that in age 6 is when I see the foster, like somebody coming in to intervene for you, foster parents, foster homes. So that's at age 6. And at age 5, I see something about abuse. It's in here. So when I looked online, I said, okay, so when did she go live with her grandparents? It said at age 5, almost 6, went to live with grandparents following a traumatic event, sexual abuse from her mom's boyfriend. And it's already in her will. You can see it. And I was like, oh, damn, that's like age 5 to, and it's right here, age 6. But it said 5, almost 6. But anyway, so it's there. So it's like, okay, yeah, you saw that online. Yeah, I did. But it's already in her will. So from ages 5 to 10 is when she was staying with her grandparents. So at age 11, when her father got out, that's when she started boxing. That was in 2006. Did I do that? That was 2006. I didn't. Okay, but it don't matter. So that's when she started boxing. But she has in her will, it's going to be something that she's dealing with, which is that trauma, that lust and that sexuality. It's going to follow her whole life because of the issues that she got from her father, the situation that she was put in from her father not being in the home. She's going to have issues with males her whole life. And until she learns how to handle those issues that she has with men, she's going to keep following a cycle. Okay? Because she's confusing sex with love. And she feels like that giving yourself to someone equates to them loving you when you're not really getting the love that you think you're getting from these men. It's like you're fighting for a position or fighting for acceptance and love from a man because you missed out on all of that at your younger age. And her father was the boxer and he introduced her to boxing, but he didn't want her to box, so she wanted to pursue it anyway. And the pursuing the boxing had something to do with trying to establish the bond and the love from her father, the acceptance, allegedly. So anyway, so when we look at her, see what I looked at. Oh, I did it 2006. And I'm going to get to that later. I did do 2006. But I'm going to get to it later. So when we look at her, she has the potential to have a good outcome if she can control or she can heal herself from the trauma that she had in her childhood. Because the trauma that she had in her childhood is shaping the person that she is today in a bad way, but in a good way. If she can overcome some things. Now, she just turned 31. And it's crazy how it's playing out. And I'll get to that in a minute. So based on the things that I see from her will, from her birth date and her will, I already see off the top that she's going to have, it says, low vibrational in her shadow self and being obsessive about certain things, not letting things go. Could be the same thing. But she can live in that low vibrational state. Or you can deal with low vibrational people as well. Now, if you, I hope this thing recorded last time. Okay, it is. Okay, so you can be dealing with low vibrational people, and you can be in your low vibrational state in lust and your sexuality and dealing with people in that type of way. So you're surrounding yourself with low vibrational people, which she seems to be in some aspects, whether you want to admit it or not, and living in your shadow self, but it's going to affect her lifespan. And it affects her living situations, and it all goes back to the things that she's going to endure in life is because of the father not being home in the living condition that she was in, and her living in a low vibrational state or dealing with low vibrational people. Also, another thing that she's going to have to overcome is the issues that she has with men, because she's going to get what she gives and give what she gets. So, and until she sees that I'm allowing certain things or I'm playing into certain things, so that's the backlash of what I'm getting is because of what I'm putting out. And if I start putting out the good things, then people will start seeing, because she has a great story. She did go through a lot. We all know that. And she is where she is now because of her endurance, because it's the things that she can endure. But she's making the things that she has endured cause her to be in a lower vibrational state at some times because of her emotional part of her that she has not healed. She has not healed the emotional part, and she has not healed the things that she has endured emotionally from men and from the conditions that she has been brought up in. So those are the two things that's going to follow her throughout the whole thing. Now we look at another thing that she has is the cycles that she seems to go through. Okay, the things that she puts out, and she goes through the same things. She has the great strength. She has the opportunity for prosperity, but she also has men entering her life, putting themselves, positioning themselves in her life to take control of her. And she sees it as love and acceptance when it's actually them using her. She needs to fix herself, and she has everything that she needs to be able to do that. But in order for her to do that, she has to heal herself emotionally, deal with the things that happened to her in her past. Okay, with that molestation, everything. That's all in here. Okay. Now, that pain and suffering that she endured from the molestation and her holding that inside, keeping that, she's not talking. I've never heard of. I'm not saying that she hasn't. I haven't heard it. She may have, but she's holding some things inside, and it's like I don't want to discuss that because she's like I'm just. You know how people push things back down inside of them, but it doesn't matter how far you pack it down, it's still going to come out in other ways. Okay, and so this here is what I really want to get into because I can see it playing out. The situation here at age 35, I say at age 35 or when she's in the 35 realm, that is a realm of accidents, car accidents, water accidents, and what it coming from, interfering with another woman's husband or boyfriend. Not saying that the other person is going to cause it, but it's the karma you get. And it's all surrounded what she's dealing with now, which I find it interesting. And is connected to males, business and finances. And then the challenges that come with that. So you can make the issues that you deal with a lesson, or you can just let the lesson teach you something. So meaning you're not learning anything, so you keep getting the consequences of it. So now we're looking at I wanted to look at, keep in mind 2006 is when she started boxing. Keep that in mind. the year 2006 at age 11. Age 11 is important because at 11, what happened to her at 11 is shaping her life, and also what happened to her and her from her father not being there. All of that is connected to the issues she needs to heal with a male issue. Okay, she is. That's probably why she always saying she want to fight these male boxers. It ain't because she want to fight that particular person. It's a representation of her being like, now I'm able to fight this person off me, whereas maybe younger I wasn't able, and I'm doing this because I'm not saying that she's saying this, but I couldn't fight that person off when I was younger, but I can fight y'all now. Okay, so now let's go back. So in 2024 is when she got exposed with papoose, and what's amazing to me is that the energy of her being exposed with papoose is the same energy of the 2006 when her father came home. And it's the exact match. That's why she is sticking to this man so close. And I'm like, why is it? That's why. Because he's a representation. He's an older male. Her father is the older male too. And when you look at it, it's connected to her living conditions, the things she's been with, and the things that she deal with is the things that you are attracted into your life as well. So you are attracting things or people into your life based on the energy that you're putting out, the things that you're putting out. So she's still dealing with her shadow self, the low vibrational things, all that lust and sexuality. She talking about, oh, we be doing this and we be doing that. That's not nothing to be. I'm not saying that you can't do that with your man, but that's not nothing that you need to be focused on for that relationship, because you're confusing that with love. So anyway, so when we go to 2024 and look at 2006, is the exact energy. So it's connected to her prosperity. So when her father came out and taught her how to box, that led her to the prosperity that she's in now. She's connecting with papoose, and that is leading to the prosperity that she thinks she's getting. I'm not saying that she's not getting any, but it's connected to it, and the abundance. But it's also connected to pain and suffering as well. Sexuality, her being naive, and her being judged. Okay, so she claimed she was being, and I'm saying claim because I wasn't there, that she was being picked on or whatever back then. Now she's having that same thing going on now because of the person that she's with, the male that's in her life, the trauma that she needs healing from. She's the emotional instability. But what you're not seeing again is you're with the energy that you're putting out is the energy that you're receiving. So when you get the negative, it's because you're putting out negative, but you don't see it as negative because you see it as you fighting for a place in this man's life. The fight that you put when you was trying to get your father back into your life because you wanted him there in your life. You're missing the love from your father, and you confusing it with a man paying you some attention. All that's in quotation. Okay. So, and I found that interesting because it's all connected. So when she first started boxing, she got into boxing that was connected to her father. I'm not saying that Papoose had anything, but now he's taking her like, oh, I'm signing you to Salida. What is it? Salida? Yeah, Salida deal. Okay, so now she's connected to this person is assisting her. And it can be a good thing, but it's all in the perspective in how you handle it. Okay. Now, in 2025, she got the Salida deal. Now, when we look at that, here we have, and I found it funny, not haha funny, but she's saying like, oh, I'm not letting no person do this. I'm strong and I'm doing all that. And then all of those things are true. I'm not saying that she's not, but basically, what this is showing here is that you're being used sexually, financially. Now, and it's because of the emotional trauma cycles. Like she's going through these cycles with these men, and it's affecting her prosperity. It's affecting her abundance. It's affecting her living conditions, and it's affecting her lifespan. Now, here she has the opportunity here to use the power that she has, the power within herself, the power that she has within herself, because that in age 2025, she was 30. At 30, that determines a lot of things with women. So you can use the things that you go through to uplift yourself and become a stronger person as a woman, or you can let a man come in and destroy you from the inside out. It's all in how you use that energy of that. That's Sadina. So she had the opportunity at age 30 to change the whole process, the whole course here. And that's the empowerment of herself. She feels like she's empowered. Oh, I ain't let nobody talk to me. I'm going to dress this, and that is not what she needs to be focusing on. She needs to be focusing on finding, and I'm not saying that he isn't good for her. But what I'm saying is you are attaching yourself to somebody that's going to eventually be a downfall because you haven't healed in yourself, because you can set the boundaries of what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept, and what I'm going to deal with and what I'm not going to deal with. So that was the time that she shouldn't even been in a relationship with anybody. She should have been focusing on herself, getting herself together. Moving on. Because that, and it's right here, is the time that she should have been getting her emotions together and being her divine self. Yet she was attached to a man that's married to another woman. Yeah, oh, they not married. That's his ex-wife, and then they separated. Who cares? By spiritually, they are still connected. By law, they still connected. So that's what we're going by. It don't matter about your feelings. All right. So, but it's surrounded by all of this. Once again, her shadow self, her in her low vibrational state. That's what it's all connected to. Now, she has 35 in her chart. Like I said, that's that when it's going to be coming to. Now she could be the age 35, which is going to be, and it's good that she'll be 35 in 2030, because that's her ability to switch that around. And we got that Sadina coming back around for her to make that change again. Because once again, I told you that she was being monitored. She's on a monitoring realm. So that means that you are being watched for the way you live your life and how you go about things, because that's going to be your fate. So it can go one or two ways depending on what she decides to do in her life by the age of 35, by the year 2030, because in the 2030, like I said, she'll be 35. What I said at 35 was the accidental realm, because you with somebody else, man, right? Whether how y'all look at it, it don't matter how you look at it. This is about spiritual. So, and what does it say? Interfering with other women's husbands, boyfriends, accidental realm, water accidents, car accidents. Listen, water and car accidents, right? Now, when we look at the year 2030, when she's 35, we still see, and then we still see that low vibrational stuff going on with her, but and it's affecting her lifespan once again, like I just said, because she's going to deal with this her whole life until she turns that around. So in 2030, 35 years old, okay, 2030, 35 years old. Here is coming the law of cause and effect, and the karma is coming. 2030. Okay. I ain't do no exact dates, the year. Okay. Her living conditions and in her lifespan. In that year, it has you being taken advantage of. Somebody's taking advantage or has taken advantage of you. If you're still living in that low vibrational state, that low vibrational state is going to affect your living conditions and your lifespan. Now, was also in here, I should have did that one too. Let me pause it and do that one too. Let me pause. This is crazy. Ew, and it's like, is it recording? I mean, thing messing up, and I'll be paying attention. This is so crazy because in 2003, when she was 5, okay, was she 5? In 2003, I think she was 5. No, she was 8. Okay, when she was 8. So in 2003, oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. When she was 8. All right. So in 2003, and it's about that same thing that I'm about to talk about right now. That's why I'm thinking 5. Okay, but it's so funny because it's like, it's so clear. The duality that she has, like you have an opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to switch it up, and you don't. There's nothing straight. Okay. Because this 2030 is going to be the exact thing that happened in 2003. It's the same exact energy. And this is so crazy. But anyway, let me tell you what it's saying. Back to what I said. The law of cause and effect, the karma connected to her living conditions and the living situation. So whatever happened to her in 2003 when she was 8, it is funny that it's 8 because that's over there and it's going back to her father again. The issue she having with men. I wonder if she was one of those, what they used to say, well, I ain't gonna say that because it's because of that. But like she was being with different boys. They said she had trouble with boys, but is it the trouble with boys because the boys just wanted to run in and run out, or is it because she couldn't find a boyfriend? They picking on her or whatever, but it's going back to the same. But anyway, so you're having the opportunity to do, it's like you living, to me it's like it's a double. So when you look at her wheel, it's like everything is a mirror of itself. Certain things are mirroring. So whatever the 2003, and I maybe need to look into 2003 to see what it is. Or like, I don't know if they even have anything that would happen to her in 2003. She know when she was 8. But anyway, when we look at 2030, we see here, and like I said, she's going to be 35 years old, which breaks down to 8, which is when she was 8 in 2003. So when we look at 2030, we see here a male in here that she's having some type of dealing with, right? And it's connected to her business, her money, or the business, okay? And if we also look at here, we seeing somebody taking advantage of you because they know you. Like, oh, I know. It's like people, like say some, for instance, somebody was to go in, like one of your friends or somebody that you associate with, they've been to your house and they've seen all the things that you have in your house. They see something that they like, they they got sticky fingers. So they already know your routine. They already know where everything is at in your house. So they already know the setup. They already know the layout. So you out one day and somebody break into your house and take something out of your house. Looks like they went straight for it. They already knew where everything was. They ain't touched nothing else. They went. It's because they already know the layout. They already know the setup, right? So this is the same situation. Somebody already knows how to play it, how it's laid out, or the situation. So they take advantage of the information that they have about you, about your situation, or whatever it is, to get something, to use you, however, whatever, okay? But it's all connected to the law of cause and effect. What did you do? How have you been living? What have you been doing out here? How you been moving? It's all connected to that. And you in dealing with low vibrational people, or you in your low vibrational state, and you surrounding yourself with low vibrational people if you low vibrational state. Okay. So you into the little shady things. You living in your shadow self. You're not being your divine self. You're not uplifting yourself to the greatness that you could be, because you're still in a low vibrational state because of the emotional thing that you got going on. All right. So we got that. Now, when we look at this time period, now keep in mind that I said that on that accidental realm, it could be car or water accidents. So it could be a drowning, it could be a car accident, you could be, well, it's an accidental realm. So that means you could have any type of accidents, but it's mainly focused on car and water, for instance, right? So now we see the traveling in the foreign places. So you could be going overseas, you could be going to the next state. It don't matter, but it's in your movements. You're dealing with that. Now, here is connected to. Now, don't be doing no drinking and driving for one, okay? But you could be taking a Tylenol. You took it at the wrong time. You took too many. Whatever it is, but I see that kind of in there. Somebody could. It don't necessarily have to be her. Somebody else could be drinking and driving, and you're driving down the road, and this happens to you. But anyway, then I see things connected to her earthly possessions, or what she owns, what she has, and it's going back to whatever the energy you have been putting out, you now are receiving all of that back. Okay? And once again, connected to a man. She always gonna have the issues with that until she gets herself together. So like I said, by the 2030, she has the opportunity, just like she was wanting to change. Her life was starting to change when she was 8, when her father got out of it, when she was 9. And he was teaching her. That was the shift in her life right there. This is the next shift that's in her life here, where you have the opportunity to change some things around by this time. So this is, and I like her, Will, because like I said, it shows you she had this was the time when this was that opportunity back then, and now it's the time for this opportunity right now. But it's all in how you live in your life, and it's all in what you putting out here, the energy that you putting out into the world. You need to get off. You need to get off these. I'm not saying you can't be on social media, but you need to have somebody else doing that. You don't need to be responding to nobody. You need to be trying to figure out about yourself. You don't need to be worried about. All the thing you need to be worried about is boxing, get my emotions together, get my life together. The hell with some damn body else, husband, man, period. I don't need to be worried about none of that. I need to be focused on healing myself emotionally, focusing on my career. That's the only thing that you need to be worrying about right now. And unless you're with the right person. Now, if you're with the right person, they're going to help you get to that place that you need to be, healing yourself. You like, honey, you need to deal with these issues, because I understand you had these issues in your past, and you need to work through these things so it won't hinder you in the future going forward, so you can work through those emotional, I get mad and blah blah blah. So you need to be working on that. That's what I see, because it's like you have these opportunities when these pivotal moments in your life happen, because 2030, like, it's 2003. 2024 was like 2006. The same exact energy. Exact. You had the opportunity. Those were pivotal moments in your life, you know? So, like I said, when she started boxing in 2006 at age 11, when the stuff came out with Papoose, and it led her to 2025 and on forward, okay? But anyway, it's like a mirror. These are pivotal moments that changes your direction, but it depends on what you do with that opportunity. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Might not even be understand what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the wheel and the numbers and everything, but those of you who do understand, you know exactly what I'm saying. So that is it. I hope it makes sense to those who know what I'm talking about. Thank you for watching.